Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back for more live fan cams here. And today, got my old mate Finlay back with me. As you always, we're outside Old Trafford normally. And today is the first time in God knows how long we're not allowed to be outside Old Trafford. Finlay, thank you for joining me, man. 3-0. Tony Marshall, hat-trick. How you feeling, bro?
Honestly, that was just one of the best performances I've seen from us this season. And even though they're not in the best of form, it is against a tough Sheffield United side. They don't concede goals. They've got one of the best defensive records in the season. And we've just handed them the joint biggest defeat of the season. And it's just better that... And I feel like everyone as well contributed enough to the game. Like, first time Pogba and Bruno started together, you've seen the way they were one-touch passing. The link-up with Martial, Bruno and Pogba, to put Martial through on goal, it was unbelievable. Like, he was class today, Bruno. Everyone played really well.
That's what I was thinking during the game. I was saying on the watch-along, like, you couldn't say, like, Bruno was man of the match, Pogba was man of the match, Rashford even, missed a few. But you look at them all, and everyone played their part today. You wouldn't really give any of them lower than a 7 out of 10, would you? Even like Shaw and Lindelof, who got criticised after the Spurs game.
Yeah, it is a massively different game, because if you look at Spurs, as soon as they went that goal up, they had every man behind the ball for the rest of the game. United today, on paper, we should be battering that Sheffield United side, and we did. Like, it's the first time I think this season where on paper we've looked the stronger team, and we've had the ball and we've actually done stuff with it. Like, we literally controlled everything. You've seen it towards the end as well. Like, Sheffield were tired, it was a hot day, and all they were doing was chasing the ball, and that's what we need to be doing when we've got the quality that we have in midfield, especially now with Pogba back and then with Bruno, and we've got that front three as well, and it is a frightening front three. They can all do stuff. Like, I know Rashford missed a few chances today, but he got 2 assists. He played his part in the game. Shaw and Wan-Bissaka were bombing forward.
What did you make of Rashford's face when he was saying here, Marshall?
I don't see. He'll be disappointed with himself that he's missed that chance, won't he? But if I was Martial, I wouldn't have passed that anyway. I thought Martial was going to run down on goal and finish it. Even before he passed it, he could have dinked it over the keeper. But
not his first touch, but you know the touch just before his shot, it kind of made it go away from him, didn't he? Yeah. So he went for the jammy FIFA one and squared it. Yeah. Rashford still should have scored, but I agree with you. Like, both of them should have scored in that instance. Like, the fact we didn't is to blame both of them. But that kind of attitude, it reminds me of like Reid. Remember when Reid would be pissed off, we'd win and he hadn't scored. Like, you want to see that from your strikers, really, don't you?
You want to see you strike. Like, even though we have won, and obviously it's not like he's not going to be happy that we've just won, because we've closed the gap on Chelsea. Chelsea are highly likely to drop points tomorrow night. But you want that. You want your strikers to come off the pitch, and if they've not scored, or even though he did play well, he hasn't done the best he can do, because a top Rashford today would have scored both the chances that he had. But that's what you want to see. You want to see your striker disappointed. But then again, you want to see your striker as happy as Martial, because he's come off and scored a hat-trick. So
they say you don't smile. Look at that today. There was a lot of people saying he shouldn't start as well, which was... Were you surprised at that, especially considering the first game back? It wasn't an easy game back, was it?
No, you look at Spurs, you look at United, you look at even City. I reckon in their first game back, they beat a very, very poor Arsenal side, but not even they were on top. You watch the first game; it's the first proper game of football they've played in months. They're going to be sluggish. They've not had the same intensity that they would have in a pre-season, like going abroad and stuff. You wouldn't get that like during this virus, but they were sluggish. And United, they didn't play to the best of their ability against Spurs. But to criticise Martial as much as they did, I don't think was fair, to be honest. And I've been saying this all week. Like, I don't think he really got the service that he could have had against Spurs. He got one chance, it got blocked. But you could argue that he should be more lively in the games. But like, look at him. He's just got a killer instinct when he gets the ball in front of goal. That's what he can do. He can score.
Do you think nine's his natural position?
Yeah, I do actually, because you look at his finishing instinct. Like, he can finish the ball from anywhere, can create a chance out of nothing. And I think, especially with Rashford and hopefully with Sancho coming in, you need Martial in that 9, because I think Rashford's better than him on the left. And if we get Sancho, but even Greenwood, I think they're both better than him on the right. So I think the only place to play him would be as a number 9. And you can't say that he's not done well. He scored 18 goals in all competitions this season. Or is it 18 or 19 goals in all
19. Rashford and Martial both on 19 now.
Yeah, that's
who do you think will get top goal scorer?
It has got to be between them two, but I think Martial will get a higher goal scorer this season. I feel like he looks a bit sharper as well, because you've got to remember Rashford haven't played since January, so he's obviously been out and he's got to get back up to the Premier League intensity. But yeah, I do think Martial will just edge it a bit.
It's good. It's a good problem to have, and it's a good question to be able to ask ourselves, because start of the season, a lot of people questioned whether they'll get the goals to be a serious players at Manchester United, and now that they're delivering with that, it's great to see. What did you make of the first start with Pogba and Bruno? Do you think they can work together, and is Matic the way forward? Because if so, Fred and McTominay. Ooh.
See, this is the thing we've gone from. I remember when we drew against Villa at home, and I said to you, who would you rather have, McGinn, Grealish, and whoever else they had in centre mid? And you said, and we both said we'd rather have them. But now, if you look at it, we've got two players who, I'm not being funny, have got to be the first two names on that team sheet, Bruno and Pogba, because you've seen the difference he made against Spurs when he came on, and you've seen it today. We never looked like we were going to concede or we were going to get broke down in midfield. But then the best problem that we've had all season, we've got a choice between McTominay, Fred, and Matic, who can all bring something different to the team. But Matic today, in my opinion, has got to keep his place until he drops off, because he was quality today as well, and he'll go under the
thing with him though is his legs ain't quite what they were in it, and fuck's sakes! But Liverpool just scored. But you look at like his legs, they've gone, and it's like he needs to be managed, doesn't he? And it's obvious he's not going to play against Norwich at the weekend. And it was weird because all his subs all came on the 80th minute. Yeah, it looks like he might just ring the changes completely against Norwich, doesn't he?
Well, I don't understand what he will do with the team. I expect, because they're struggling really badly at the moment, Norwich obviously, and their focus will not be on the FA Cup, even though they pretty much are going down. They're still going to try their hardest towards the end of the season to push back and hopefully stay up, but you can't see that happening. But with him taking off the 5 players that he did today, every single player that he took off was key, and I'm thinking, like, are you resting him a bit for Saturday? But you just don't know what his choices are going to be. I expect to see McTominay and Fred maybe play on Saturday, but you can never tell, can you, with him?
Last question before you go. Who do you think, in terms of the top 4 now, Leicester dropping points, 6 points away from them, a couple of points away from Chelsea, but they got a game in hand. Do you think we're going to, I know it potentially could go to 5th, but do you think we're going to get into that top 4 and make it certain?
I do, yeah. I think the quality that our team has now on the run of fixtures we have, it is in our favour. You've got Chelsea, they've got to play Liverpool, got to play City tomorrow night. I think they've got to play a few other good teams as well along the way. But if you look at us, we've got Leicester as our only biggest game left. We've got over our 2 hurdles now in Spurs and Sheffield. And I think a lot of United fans would have took 4 points from that. So if we can keep on going and keep the consistency, especially with how we played today, then I think top 4 could be ours. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Leicester drop to 4th or 5th. With how they're playing.
Before the break, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been in bad form recently, and obviously for the team like theirs, they haven't got a lot of depth. It's going to be hard to keep up the high level of play that they were playing with throughout the whole season. But honestly, I do think United will get top 4, and I could even see us getting 3rd. But that's being optimistic.
I agree, though. I reckon the same as well. You want to jump on Saturday after the Norwich game, after another win?
Sure. Yeah,
legend Finlay, thank you for joining us, man, and hopefully we'll be back together at the game again.
Hopefully soon. See you later.
Nice one, bro. See you soon, yeah. Right, that was Finlay. Next up, we got Karthik waiting. Now, I had to rush Finlay off because Karthik's waiting in a bus stop. So I do apologise to Finlay. We got 10 minutes. We got loads of people coming in today. We've got Jay and Joe, Dean. They're scheduled for the last half an hour. Karthik's coming up next. And then we might have Ryan or someone from the Energize show as well. Barry or one of the lads might jump on. So it's an action-packed show today, trying to get as many people in as possible, which is why I might cut people short a little bit. But this is the FanCams. Make sure you're hitting that like button, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and keeping it locked to AdamMcKola TV. Karthik, what's going on, brother?
All right, mate. How's it going? Is my audio all right?
He is all out of sync. Yeah, you're all out of sync.
Great
and
stuff.
Everything, but
great stuff.
Yeah, it's a great start. We can still hear you. So as long as you don't move your lips much, it'll be like nothing's happening. How are you feeling after that 3-0 win?
Oh, buzzing, mate. I mean, it's been a while since we've had a game where we can just chill out and be like, yeah, you know what, we're going to win this. It was like from the start, I mean, we scored pretty early on. And then after that, it was sort of quite comfortable because our midfield was good enough to control the game for once. And you weren't thinking, oh, are we going to get overrun? Are we going to, lack a bit of legs, or are we going to lack a bit of quality to break through? But we were fine throughout the game. I didn't feel threatened, and it was quite easy.
It was. What did you make of the lineup when you saw it? Because obviously it's the one we've all been asking for. But were you surprised with anything when you seen it and with the way it played out?
I was surprised with Matic starting, I'm going to be honest. I thought I would have wanted the legs of McTominay in there. But I'm happy that Matic proved me wrong because he was quite good today. And the other one was Luke Shaw. I'm not going to get into him because I get told that I've got an agenda against him, so I won't go into that.
Agenda.
But we played well. I can't complain about the lineup or the team selection. Everyone played very well, so you can't complain. Martial's got a hat-trick, so of course I'm happy.
Martial kept his spot in the team after a game again. What did you make of him after in that game against Spurs? Because there was a lot of talk about him not keeping his position in the team, potentially Garlo coming in for him, but Martial did keep his spot in the team, and he made those haters quiet, didn't he?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think it was quite fair to say that he should have lost his place in the team after Spurs because I don't think we were particularly good at getting the ball to him in that game. Until Pogba came on, that is, and then that's when he had that good chance and Lloris saved. But otherwise, he did a bunch of bikers just gone past me at the foot. Anyway, thought I was in Florida, Manchester then. He was good today. He got in the right positions, and I think he scored 3 out of 4 shots. Was it clinical?
It was pretty clinical. The one that he hit over was after a little bit of poor magic, which was pretty slick. He had a nutmegs in there, pulled it round the player. What did you make of Pogba and Bruno together for the first time today?
Well, I said it again after Spurs. I said that we should see more of it because we were evidently better. But then I started thinking, what if it was just a lucky combination? What if it doesn't work when they go together? But today they were quite good. I like that Pogba's the deeper one, and he tries to build up the play because I think that's where he's more comfortable. Everyone seems to think that Pogba needs to be the 10, going attacking, scoring goals, but I think he can do that job pretty well, and he showed it today. He's running the show, and Bruno's just doing the last bit, the link-up, which we've been lacking for most of the season. We've always been saying we can get it into the final third, but once we get there, we don't have that final pass to play in someone like Martial, someone like Rashford. So I think it does work. On Rashford, though, I did think he was a bit... It's worrying that he's looking so... Well, what's the word? He doesn't look sharp for some reason. Now, obviously, we have just had a break. But I think he needs to get his shooting boots on quickly. But if we're going to get goals from elsewhere, I'm not too bothered.
It sounds like you're fuck knows what you're doing, but it sounds mental wherever you are. Before you go, do you think United will get top 4?
Possible. I think we could even get third if we're good enough. And we could even get 2 trophies. So why not aim for the maximum that we can get?
True say. Karthik, thank you for jumping on. I hope your boss comes soon. And we'll see you later. We'll get you on next time when you're indoors, yeah?
Sound, yeah. Norwich will be fine.
All right. Nice one, bro. Catch you later.
Cheers, mate.
Right. We have got Ryan coming up soon, but we've also got one of the guys from the Discord that's coming up very soon as well. So we'll have Pete on next. Pete, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, all right, mate.
Yeah, good. Thank you, man. How you doing? Thank you for jumping on. What did you make of that 3-0 win today?
I thought it was an excellent performance today. I couldn't floor any of them, really. Really well played well.
Is there anything that obviously everyone's going to talk about, Martial and you know, all those kind of players, but was there anyone that nobody's really talking about that stood out for you today? Because you know, it was all-round team performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka today stood out for me. I thought some of his crosses today were deadly. Yeah,
he had one. He flashed one across for Igalo, which he could have probably got onto, and he obviously had the assist as well, because that's been a big criticism for everyone. His delivery going forward. Do you think he's actually better than people give him credit for there?
I think he's getting better, definitely. I did at the start of the season. I did have a bit of an issue with his crossing, tackling best in the world, but I think now that he's getting his crosses in as well, there's no stopping it.
It is true. He's been phenomenal, and he looks like he's worth every single penny as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of what we paid for him, and £50 million at the time, we thought it was expensive, but you can't argue with that right now. And an assist today was what he deserved. Someone else that got assists was Marcus Rashford. He got a couple, and he looked really pissed off towards the end of the game when he come off. What have you made of his return from the back injury? Because he's had 2 games back now. Still looks like he's lacking a bit of sharpness, but he's contributing. Yeah,
I think before the injury, he'd have put them 2 chances away easy. But he's a great player. We all love him, don't we? He's Marcus Rashford, but I just think he's just a little bit rusty still, but it'll come with time, that.
I think it's a little bit of rust as well, because, you know, how long's he been out since? Pete? January.
It was January, yeah.
Yeah, like that's
obviously
6 months.
Yeah,
6 months away, and just to come back, like playing against West Brom or playing against, you know, inter-squad friendlies is not going to quite cut it. And I feel like the first one was half Marshall's fault as well, because Marshall is kind of not his first touch, but one of the touches was a little bit too heavy. He brought it closer to the keeper, and he changed his mind from shooting to passive. And I think Rashford probably thought, is shooting here?
Yeah, to be honest, I thought the same as well. You know, but like I say, it'll come with time, Rashford. We all know how good he is.
What do you think about Ole Solskjaer in general then? Because obviously now we've seen a lot longer of him, and we're starting to see a better team too. So what do you think about him?
Do you know, I love the guy. He's Ole Solskjaer, but the thing is with Ole, you've got to give him time. You've got to give it. The transfers he's done, you can't fault any of them. Whereas other managers they've gone out for the big names. Whereas Solskjaer don't seem to be doing that. He's going out and getting the right players for United, and that's what I really, really like about him.
Most definitely. One of the big names though that we do have is Paul Pogba, and today we obviously saw that bit of magic, the Megs and the turn and all that stuff. Again, he looked frustrated after, but the first glimpse of Bruno and Pogba, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I think it's only going to get better. You know, I saw the pictures of him in training during the week, and they just look at Pogba looks a new man. He looks totally different. He's smiling again at training, and I think if we can keep him, you know, in the transfer window, I think they'll just keep getting better and better.
Most definitely. And how do you feel about the top 4 race now? Do you think we're going to be on for that? Do you think we'll get top 4 or?
I personally think we will. I think Leicester. I think Chelsea will get top 4. I think Leicester will slip up. The fixtures we've got remaining, and obviously we've got them last game of the season as well. I think we can win every game. Every game's winnable. The fixtures we've got left.
I agree as well. I think Leicester away is one you look at and you think, oh, that could be a bit difficult. But apart from that, I know there's a few relegation teams that are in there, but we should be beating them really. And we've got the cups to play for as well.
Well, that's it. If we can get top 4 and even one trophy, I'll be over the moon. You know, the way the season started, it wasn't the greatest of starts, but since Christmas, we've just keep getting it better and better.
It's true. It's true. It's a lot to be looking forward to.
Yeah.
Pete, thank you very much for joining us on the fan cams today, bro. I appreciate it.
No worries.
And I'll get you on next time if you're up for it as well. Just drop us a message and we'll get you involved. So thank you for joining us. Any final words before you head out and we get Ryan on?
Just up the Reds. Come on, the Reds.
Most definitely. Cheers, bro. Catch you later.
Yeah, see you later, mate.
Right, next up we got Rye, who's a regular from outside Old Trafford as well. Hopefully, he's very close to his camera, which is worrying me already. Rye, what's going on? Is it a car somewhere? What's happening, lad? Not another one in his car, is it? Not another. Look at his signal. Look at this signal. What is going on with Ryan at the moment? I haven't got a clue.
1 second, Adam, I'm just getting into my brother's, bro. 1 second. Cheers, mate.
Right, he's getting into the house.
Thank you.
Let me take Ryan out till he's ready. When he's ready, I'll add him back to the stream. So as soon as Ryan's ready, I'll add him back to the stream so we can hear that as soon as Ryan's ready. So he's there. He's ready. He's going to get in the house, settle down, settle his stream down, and we'll be ready. He's obviously down the 5G mast, which is near his house somewhere. And he hasn't got a good signal right now. But use that, get your comments in, get your questions in. We got Tiff in the questions. Well, in the comments, sorry. Tiff's another member as well of the channel. Thank you for Tiff to getting involved. We've got over 100 members on AdamMcKola TV now. Thank you to everyone that has been joining us for every bit of content that we've had. I think Ryan might be ready. Is he ready? He's not ready. So, who was your man of the match today? Who you think stood out today? What have you made of the performance today? Anthony Martial getting a hat-trick, obviously being a highlight today. But we had 2 assists for Marcus Rashford. We had, obviously, Aaron Wan-Bissaka getting an assist, getting forward well, doing a lot of good things for Manchester United. Tony, incredible. Even got to say him again. And the thing that I liked about Anthony Martial today, and I went in more into it in my review, was that the goals that he scored were scrappy. They're the scrappy kind of goals you want to see Anthony Martial getting. He scores great goals. He's a scorer of great goals, but he's not a great goal scorer yet. To become a great goal scorer, you've got to score scrappy goals. Now, this season, he scored a lot of goals. That's what we want to see more of him. We want to see him developing and continue to develop. But what we need to see more of him to get them goals and get his goal ratio up is, of course, getting into dirty positions. So that's what he did today. He got into the positions where you could get hurt, especially for the first goal, jumping out to the front, closing down the front and getting in there. Is Lingard's United career over? Ask Kush now. Interesting question, considering Jesse Lingard did not play today for Manchester United, and he did not play against Spurs either, did he? He didn't play against Spurs either. So obviously a player that's been used on the bench for Manchester United a number of times. He was on the bench against Spurs. He was on the bench again today. Wasn't used by Manchester United. Sorry, he wasn't on the bench today. So maybe that was an injury, but it's not a great sign for Jesse Lingard, is it? That he's not being involved. Hopefully it's an injury rather than anything else. Syed says Nemanja Matic was his man of the match today. He's been very good. And I think if Anthony Martial didn't get a hat-trick, Nemanja Matic would probably be up there in terms of who could be that player of the match and the man of the match, obviously. Let us know any other thoughts that you've got coming in. Is there anybody else that wants to jump in? Let me check my Discord. Jay Reid, he's got an Argos parcel coming in a minute now, so he's not going to jump in. I love my Discord. They're absolute mental. If you want to join the Discord, you can, of course, hit that join button, which means you become a member. You join over 100 people in becoming a member, and then you can get that benefit of joining that Discord. Do we need Ndidi, says Bright. I'm not too sure about that one, but maybe it's a possibility in the future. Have we got any more messages? Tunku says, I don't mind jumping on the fan cams. Right, sending in the link. Tunku, if you're listening to this, you've just sent me the message on Discord. I've just sent you the link. You can jump in and join us on this live stream right now. Got the link for him there. So we might have Tunku jumping in a minute. Reidy's got the link as well because he wants to jump in. So Jay Reidy's now got the link. So we might have a few more of my Discord jumping in. Ryan's back as well. Ryan!
What's happening?
What's going on, brother? You good?
Yeah, man. My phone died, innit? So I'm sorry about that. I was out whilst watching United.
Not to worry. We got a couple of minutes left of your time slot, so let's get stuck into it before anybody else joins us. What did you make of that today, bro? I see you've been out watching a game. You enjoy it?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I thought it was a very good performance compared to the one against Spurs, anyway. But saying that, Sheffield United were very, very sloppy. They have been sloppy since they've come back from the coronavirus situation, haven't they, to be honest? Look at them. Look at the state of them. I think Sheffield United really do rely on their fans a lot. I know we rely on our fans a lot, obviously, because we always spur the team on, but Sheffield are the Steel City, aren't they? They definitely rely on their fans. And if they don't have no fans, they ain't got no motivation. Otherwise, they're just a League Two team. So
it has been difficult for them since the break, hasn't it? Who do you think stood out the most for United apart from the obvious?
I mean, considering I was on a field drinking and watching the match on Now TV, I must admit, from what I saw, considering he played absolutely shite the other day, Tony did really well. But saying that, every ball was straight to his foot. I think for me, Tony Marshall, just because he's the first player in Man United history since Ronaldo to get a hat-trick, I think he had to get man of the match today. Other than that, it's just another day at the office for him, isn't it?
It wasn't that long. It was from Van Persie, not fucking Ronaldo. Jesus Christ. I know it's been a while, but it hasn't been that long.
I thought it had.
It hasn't. So, what did you make of Pogba Bruno for the first time?
Tell you what, I mean, if Pogba stays, I think we'll dominate Europe, possibly, potentially. We just need to. I'm not being funny. From what I saw at the Spurs game the other night, Fred and McTominay played shit. They were really, really struggling to give the ball to Bruno, weren't they? They were struggling to feed the ball to Bruno. As soon as Pogba came on, he changed the game, and you could see it today. There's a lot more creativity as Pogba playing as a deeper role because he can pass it from the CDM position. He can get it to Bruno, and Bruno can feed it out wide, central, or wherever. It's just. The Pogba and Bruno effect is just going to be very, very strong, and you can already see that. We just need a few more signings, and we're not going to be that far off challenging for the league. Just maybe 3 or 4 signings, I'd say personally.
Most defo. I don't think we're far off either from battling. Give us your last question. Is going to be about Anthony Martial because obviously it was fantastic today. 19 goals for the season now. What have you made of him this campaign?
I mean, the thing is with Martial, he's very frustrating. He's just frustrating. He's very frustrating. Because one game, for example, Watford at home. You saw me there. Watford at home, he's very, very good when he's got the ball. But when he doesn't have the ball, his work rate is absolutely shit. I think personally, like for example, Harry Kane and Martial performed on exactly the same level the other night to each other. They both didn't receive the ball, but when they did have the ball, they did absolutely fuck all with it. And not only that, neither of them ran back to track back, and neither of them moved. They were just static in the same position, waiting for the ball to come to him. And for me, I feel like for Martial, if we're going to challenge for the Premier League, or if we're even going to challenge for the Europa League, or even Champions League, or any trophy at all, he needs to sort his work rate out. I agreed with a lot of what Roy Keane said the other night. To be honest, I must admit, I think Martial can be world class. I just think he needs to give someone that. I just think someone has to boot him up the arse and make him like actually work instead of just standing there. Because as soon as Igalo come on, man, like As soon as Igalo comes on, he just comes on. He plays for the badge. He doesn't play for no money. He'd play for United even if he was on minus £20 a week or whatever. He'd play for us no matter what. He'd die for the badge. He runs everywhere. He tries to hold the ball up and pass it. He scores goals, as we've seen in the Europa League and the cup competitions. I'm not being funny. I mean, but on today's like this, when the ball is at Martial's feet straight away, he can score goals. That's the difference between him and Igalo, to be honest, I think.
Cheers, man, Reid. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you're in a better situation next time. Thank you for joining us.
No worries.
Catch you later, yeah?
Yeah, man, no worries. See you later.
In a bit.
Bye-bye.
Right then, we got, Dino's meant to come on at 9. Jay Reid has come on. So we'll get Jay Reid on for a couple of minutes before we get Dean on. Then we got Barry before Jay and Joe come in. Jay Reid, how you doing, bro?
Not bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm sound. Thank you very much. How you feeling after that game?
Decent, mate. Like, how can we go from 6 months ago thinking that a 1-1 draw with bloody Wolves to get to this point when we're City in a team? We absolutely battered them. It could have been 6-7. We absolutely battered them.
That was a frustrating thing today. Was that's the only thing we can moan about, is that we didn't get more goals, because Rashford could have had 2, and that's 5, and we deserve it, don't we? If we get that.
Well, that's it. We look a bit rusty in front of goal, and we still won 3-0. Look how many chances we created. If we're winning 3-0 now, what are we going to do to Brighton? Like, come on, mate. Especially with how Arsenal did up there, it's going to be mega.
I can see us. We are clicking into gear now, and it's a frustrating thing because it's the end of the season. Like, you buy Bruno at the start of the campaign, you have Pogba fit. It's possibly a different campaign for us, but you know, we're starting to click into gear at the end of the season when top 4 is still there, trophies are still there. How are you feeling with all that laying ahead?
I've dealt with Man United over the last 6 years, so anything can happen, but it's looking so much more positive. This is the most positive I think I've been since 2012. Like, we actually look like we could genuinely get 3rd, and we could genuinely get 2 trophies. Like, who's in the Europa League? Really, are we playing? We should beat everyone.
It's true. It's true. You can't, especially in the Europa. Like, there's a few difficult teams in there, but you'd like to think we're the favourites for that one. If we didn't get top 4 this year, would that be a worry for you? With the way the team is now, do you think there's less excuses to not get top 4?
I think there's less excuses, but really, we've got a quarter of the season where we've been like, yeah, that's United. Look how much we've progressed even in 6 months when we've had Bruno, Pogba, Rashford, Martial. I mean, imagine if you had 1 or 2 more players to that. Sancho. The thing we're lacking is that Fernandinho, Fabinho, someone who's going to sit, hold in midfield. Because look at City, they don't care about how many players they put up front, because they know they've got that linchpin there to hold. If we could get someone like that, a Partey, Sal, and Didi, for whatever it takes, I wouldn't be surprised if we go.
Or a time machine for Matic, because he was a couple years younger. Like, he'd be perfect in that role, wouldn't he? Because he was great again today, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a perfect stopgap. Like, I would see De Gea. De Gea is the perfect stopgap now, but get this team steady, get that quality number 6 in there, and then Dean Henderson, you're thinking, we could go for the next 10 years looking at this. Marcus Rashford, everyone's having a go like he's been in the team. He's 22. 22 is not in his prime. Look what he's doing.
There's a lot of our players, they're at this level, and like, you know, you look at, you know, Marshall, Rashford, they're nowhere near their prime. Mason Greenwood's not even, he's like way behind Marshall and Rashford, and he's still delivering. Like, how good was he today?
Mason today. The thing that impressed me the most is how he bullied people so many times. Yeah, he looked like he had a few chances, but when he was a bit deeper, making sure he kept hold of that ball and then got players sticking, you think, look, maybe in 3-4 years, he could definitely lead the line. That proper number 9. He's going to hold it up for us, get people engaged, and he's going to score 30, 40 goals. That live is going to be immense.
Most def. Really, we got loads of people that are waiting to come in. So we've gone from having no one on to loads on. So before you go, just a quick prediction. Top 4, is it going to happen? And how do you feel about the cups?
I think top 4, definitely. FA Cup's a bit, Europa League, I think definitely can do it. I think one trophy top 4 is definite.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Bro, thank you very much for supporting the channel, man. I appreciate you. I see you every single day. So I'm kind of glad I get to say this to your face, kind of. Thank you very much, and hopefully see you at a game soon as well.
Cheers, same to you, mate.
Nice one, bro. Catch you later. So there's Reedy gone. Right, I was going to get D on next, but D's disappeared from his screen. There's my big airy knee. Dean's back. Dean's back. All right. Let me get Dean on, and then we'll get Barry, Tunku, Jay, and Joe yet to come. We've still got loads to come. Here's Dean. Dino!
Yeah, hold on.
Man's wearing that Miami Heat jersey in the heat, bro. In the heat.
Yeah, trust me. Hot,
I am feeling the Latino heat right now, man. It's so hot, bro. But what's happening? What's going on with you? How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, I'm good, man, innit? Bro, this is what I told, man, the start of the season, bro. This is what man need to see. We should have been about 4 or 5-0 up at half time, and it was just obviously again it was kind of like without the fans, yeah. Obviously, them man Sheffield United probably looking at our team and just thinking, boy, it's gonna be a long evening. This is, you get me? And it was a long evening, you know that one. So for me, again, this is what man want to see, and it's literally like Ali. You kind of, well, not that I'm not saying this to the fans, but you literally changed what man suggested last week, where you bring in Pogba and Greenwood. Obviously, I did Matic as well. I didn't really hear many people calling for Matic, but he changed them, and man just battered them, absolutely battered them. Like again, it's only Sheffield United, isn't it? So I ain't no disrespect to them. I ain't getting carried away, but man just absolutely battered them. Like I say, we should have been 4. Like Rashford should have scored twice in the first half if he could. If he can finish them chances, we absolutely batter these, isn't it? So it's the first. This is the best game I've watched in 3 months. So I probably don't say too much because I've only watched 2 games in 3 months, but it's good to watch, isn't it?
Mohammed mentions, I know it's going off what you're talking about a little bit, but we'll come back to it. It's a super chat, so thank you, Mohammed. He says, one major issue United should address is the number of injuries we can see during a season if we're comparing ourselves to the Scousers. By the way, love the stream. Obviously, we've seen a lot of players returning from injury today. Paul Pogba, not today, but he's just getting back from injury. Starts alongside Bruno. What did you make of that? Them two in the midfield. And have you been worried by the number of injuries? Just responding to Mohammed's question or comment almost.
Yeah, obviously you're gonna get injuries, isn't it? So obviously that's why you have a decent squad in it to deal with that, but. I don't know. Obviously, we do concede. We don't have the best defense, although our defensive record is good. We're gonna concede goals, but I think for me the best form of defense is attacking it. So we need to score. For me, obviously, I know. Obviously, they saying it. Obviously, you win, like defenses will win your titles or whatever. But obviously, I think obviously the way we should be playing is just outscore, man. Innit? Like we've got our firepower is better than our defense, and so for me, like I said, obviously. Best form of defense is attacking it for me.
Bro, you know what I'm going to say next?
I do not.
Tony Marshall?
Yeah, I was gonna say I was using that telekinesis, you get me?
Man, just cause I don't.
Bro, this has not been rehearsed, and it's no rehearsal. One take.
No script. Anthony Marshall, man, how good was he today, bro? And like, he didn't stand out more than any other player apart from when he was sticking the ball in the net, which shows how good we were as a team. But the chances he took today, especially the first 2, those are the ones we've been screaming out for from him, innit?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously against Spurs, and I was a bit harsh saying like the chance he had, he should score, because for me that's the bar for a number 9. You need to be bearing your chances, and today he literally, when he had a chance, the Rashford one, the first one. It is a chance, but he absolutely rifles it at man. So again, but the Rashford kind of helps him with it because obviously he puts all the power on the cross, and then you've just got to deflect it in. But You got to be there to score it, and obviously he puts it away. For me, his hat-trick goal was the best, isn't it? Like in comparison to say a Rashford, who for me isn't the most natural of goal scorers. I heard you say on the stream earlier. He said that I think he suggested Martial was a scorer of great goals. I think that's more so of Rashford, to be honest. I think he scores great goals, and I think the chances he should probably score, he doesn't like today. Like them again, he has scored them, but for me, like I'm not as confident in Rashford scoring as opposed to when Martial goes through. Straight away, I'm thinking Bobby's burying this, and then your man just lets the keeper drop and just gives him the vanilla soft scoop and that just over his edge. You get me? So Martial's not to get me. Like I said,
he scored a goal that season, innit? Which goal was that? Where's Scoop, man?
I think he's got a couple times to be honest on that. But it was so long ago. You get me? Like my brains fry up. You get me? Fry us up in this heat. You get me?
Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, talk to me.
Yeah, bro. Obviously, not to cut what you're saying, but bro, I was just thinking again. I heard you say to your man before talking about top four, and it's like obviously if we get top four has to be the aim because we need Champions League football. But I'm just thinking today, bro. If I know I love Greenwood and that, but if Sancho's in the mix of them man up front, bro, that would just be insane. And again, I think it's potentially a sign of things to come in it for opposition of ours. Like I say, the way our forward play today, I think was a joke. The interplay between Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood was ridiculous. And it's like again, like I think if you add more slick bowlers like that to what we've got, I think we'll be a force. And it's mad because obviously I know this season don't really mean as much. Obviously, we need to get Champions League, but moving forward, this team looks tough. You get me? If we can keep a lot of these together.
To answer this question, then Suman says, fancy a title challenge next season,
bro. I don't want to start talking too soon, innit? But to me, like I said, like the team is tough, innit? Like again, I know we're gonna have tougher tests than Sheffield United, but the attacking lineup looks, like I say, our interplay looks ridiculous. Like so, for me, I like I say, it was entertaining to watch with no fans, and I've been critical of no fans, but the football was entertaining. So for me, it was good to. Like I say, it was good to watch for once. You know what I'm saying?
So it's a shame we weren't there to see it.
Truck, bro, with the heat like it was today, like it'd have been nuts. You get me? Like,
yeah, we would have been. It would have been a wild one if we got there today. It is a shame, Dean, bro. I've got to cut you short today because I've got so many people that have jumped in. I thought I would have two little people. So I sent out the link to too many people, and now I've just got a waiting room full of people waiting to jump on. But before you go, one last question. Obviously, you kind of spoke about top four already. How are you feeling with the progression of things under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now as we head into the real business part of the season?
Obviously, I don't. It's mad because since the football started, I've not really been watching no one else. To tell you the truth, but. For us, I think we're heading in the right direction. And I think with all the points that are remaining, we should be looking to take the majority of them, to be honest. And obviously, that if we take the majority of the points that are on offer for the rest of the season, I think we should be in the shout with top four, to be honest. I know I said last week, I think, after the Spurs game, I didn't think we'd get it. But since then, I've probably looked at like Chelsea's running and it's a bit tough, you get me? So I don't know. I'm confident, but at the same time, I think it's kind of top four or bust for us because, like I say, why would Sancho come to us if we're not in the Champions League? And it wouldn't make any sense for him. And again,
well, watching that football, wouldn't you want to play with those players?
Yeah, but you probably would. But obviously, Champions League football would seal it, and it like. You know what I'm saying? If we're in the Champions League, then there's nothing you can say. But again, if we're not in the Champions League and then another team who comes along, like if Liverpool come along and says, "Oh, bro, rare," and it's like, "Oh, well, you got Champions League football," maybe that could sway him. But it's one of them, man. It's like I say, it's kind of top four or bust. I think. Like I know Pogba may not leave because obviously what's happened in the world, but if it wasn't for this, he'd have probably left if we don't get Champions League. To be honest, so like I say, top four or bust for man, really.
Man of the match, if it wasn't Anthony Martial, because Anthony Martial is obvious man of the match.
Yeah, I'd have said Tony. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's a couple people that have gone. Rashford had a good game. He just needs to clean up on his finishing. Pogba had a decent game. So did Bruno. I thought Luke Shaw had a good game. Tell you the truth, like I don't know what the consensus has been about Shaw, but I thought I thought Shaw had a good game
Sorry,
today, to be honest.
And I thought he shouldn't have started as well. Same with Lindelof, and they both had a very good game. Anyway, Dean, sorry to cut you off, bro. I'm really sorry to do this. We'll have plenty of time on Straight Up this week. We're going to do that on Friday, yeah? So we'll have Straight Up MUFC coming this week. Subscribe to Straight Up. The link's in the description. Dean, thank you very much, my brother. I will see you later in a bit. Right, Barry, Tunku, and Jay are waiting. Jay was supposed to be at 9:10. I can't keep these guys waiting much longer, though. So I'm sorry, Jay. Let me just do Tunku for 1 minute. Has Jay got a little bit of time left? I don't know. Tunku, how you doing, bro? Hey. I'm going to get Tunku and Barry on together.
How
are you doing, lads? Sorry, Barry. Were you browsing porn up there when I connected?
Yep. Well, I don't know who you were talking to, mate.
I was talking to Barry, but Tunku said yes. Anyway, Barry can't hear us right now. Tunku, how you doing, brother? Thank you for joining AdamMcKola TV. I appreciate that. Second of all, how you feeling after that?
That was bloody unbelievable. Look. I'll tell you what. It's 6:15 in the morning in Melbourne, Australia. I'm still fucking awake.
That's loyalty. That's loyalty.
Well, I haven't slept all night. I've been drinking all night.
Oh, so you've yet to go to sleep. So you
no, I didn't
wake up for the game. You just stayed awake.
Stayed awake. Drink away.
Have you got work anytime soon, or you got the day off?
I'll just have a shower and go to work. Fuck it.
Good man. At least you're in a good mood. At least you're in a good mood.
Yeah. If you have a hair of the dog, you'll like just make it through work drunk, so you won't feel the hours go by at all.
It's just lots of coffee now.
Yeah, have an Irish coffee. Have an Irish coffee throughout the day, be grand.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was definitely.
What a great night.
Tunku?
Oh man, look. Honestly, I reckon if it wasn't for Matic, I don't reckon we'd be as good. Because you know, like the last game during against Tottenham, when we were constantly saying that the centre backs were splitting, Matic was always covering the middle. In this game, you could see literally he was controlling it. It started off from him. I thought he was amazing tonight.
I agree. What do you think, Bas?
I think he fits in brilliantly. Like as you said earlier, if he was a few years younger and had like a bit more pace, he'd be perfect. But he is the only real specialist we have in centre defence and midfield. That, McTominay, I don't think he's a specialist there, and Fred is more of a in between, where Pogba would be in top, and he's a bit of a Bruno sub. So I think like the best option would be someone to sort of challenge Matic. But at the moment he's killing it. He's come back from the dead basically, and he's the ideal partner between Bruno and Pogba.
What did you make of the Bruno Pogba situation today? Obviously, it's weird because we're playing so well, but we're not really sharp yet, isn't it? Because if we didn't get a result today, you could say, well, they're not match fit.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
That was having them on the pitch is what we've been waiting for ages. Yeah, forehead.
No, you know what I was looking at was Matic was so good that we weren't even actually looking at Pogba and Bruno really, because he was controlling it so much that we weren't really concerned. They were good, but they also had misplaced passes today. Quite a few, in fact. And I thought actually you
kind of have to account for that.
Yeah, I reckon Bruno had possibly his worst game in a strange sort of way. Apart from that little, he had his good flicks, etc. But I thought he misplaced quite a few passes today, unlike him normally.
I hear what you're saying in terms of his best game his worst game in comparison to
all of them. Yeah,
because he was man of the match for every other game. When people hear you say that, they're going to be like, "What are you on about, Tunku's worst game?" Because they're going to think you mean it as a negative. But it was actually he played quite well without actually playing well, which was amazing. And that's something that I saw from the rest of the team, Barry, today. Like I thought, Martial's clearly man of the match, but everybody else has had a good game, and you're giving them 7, 8 out of 10. Most players.
Yeah. It was a very mature
performance. Like everyone went there and just did the job like the best they could, and they fully delivered. This was a huge game going into it now, coming off the draw against Spurs, where everyone wanted to win. This one now, there was potential to be a blip. There was no Henderson for them. Their defense wasn't the best. I think it goes to show that Sheffield's are at their best with their 12th man, with the crowd there. And like looking at the starting lineups, I was like, that Manchester United team, whoa. And that Sheffield United team looked like a championship team. So we were going to have to go out and demolish them 2-0. That second goal just killed them, man. And the second half, Pogba got the dancing shoes on yet again. And then I know Martial took his shot off him and hit it over the bar, but I haven't seen Martial that happy since he signed the contract for Man U. Hat-trick hero.
He was really happy after that one. Right, I've got to seriously rush on because Jay needs to go do something for his podcast. So before you go, Tunku, top 4, are United going to get it? Yes or no?
I think so. I'm not going to say 100%.
How you feel about those cups?
I think more likely the cups than that yet, because I think Europa League is probably, I mean, they'd probably try it. If it doesn't work, then Europa League is the second option. Yeah.
True. And Baz, how are you feeling about Ollie with the way things are going? Is there any excuses not to get top 4 now?
I think we can get top 3 if you look at the fixtures. Our next hardest game is the last game of the season against Leicester. Look at the games Chelsea have. They're very, very hard, playing Man City tomorrow. And Man City want to win that as well. They are kicking ass. I think 3rd is a realistic option. Look the way we're playing. As long as we have everyone fit as well. Like, why not go for it?
Yeah.
Most def. Tunku, thank you very much for being a part of the show.
Cheers,
Barry,
mate.
thank you for getting involved as well. Make sure you subscribe to Energize. And Tunku, thank you for your support in terms of joining the channel as well. I appreciate every one of you. Boys, thank you very much. We have now got Jay coming up next and then Joe coming up after that. Joe's going to have to wait for 5 minutes while I get Beppe DeMarco on before he goes and does his podcast. Jay, I messaged you one word and it was Tony with a smile. So let's talk about that, man. Tony.
Listen, I'm buzzing for you, mate, because I remember Martial's goal last season, just before lockdown. Who was it against? Was it Watford? Mate, and I love those are my favourite fan cams because every fan cam you were just interrupting everyone. Going, what about Marshall's goal? What about Marshall's goal? What are you talking about?
Yeah, but Marshall.
It was brilliant. It was so funny. But you were right because it was an amazing goal. And listen, you know me, I love the lad, and he deserved his hat-tricks today. You know, he did everything right. I love the partnership that's developing with him and Rashford as well. You know, people pit them against each other, and it annoys me because you can see they get on well. You can see they play well together. Rashford's a much better player when Martial plays, and vice versa. And finally, we've got that hat-trick albatross from around our necks, man. I'm sick of hearing about, we've not got an hat-trick since Robin Van Persie, mate, whatever it is. Yeah, it's done. We can move on now. Yeah, he deserved it, man. It felt like United under Fergie almost, just blowing a team away, man. It was great to see, and it was good value for it as well.
United, wasn't it? Just standard stuff, getting a win, 3-0. I'd say it wouldn't be memorable, but Martial got his first ever hat-trick. But, like, you know, like when I look through pictures of old games sometimes, I'll be like, I forgot I went to that game. And it was because we won 2-0 and it was easy going. And, like, this was one of those games where it was just vintage United. And you're starting to see the United that Ollie wants. And he's got a great squad out there when you're seeing the subs coming on. Someone mentioned on the watch-along, these 5 that are coming on now were starting every game for us not long ago. And now they're on the bench. We've got depth there.
And it makes a massive difference as well because if you swap, say today, you swap Bruno and Pogba for Pereira and Mata, do we win that game comfortably 3-0, even with Martial and Rashford playing like that? No, we probably don't. You know, it makes a difference. It makes a massive difference. And, you know, having that quality, having that strength in depth. But the main thing is having 2 world-class midfielders there because on his day, Paul Pogba's world-class. I know I'm not going to get any arguments from you on that front. And he was class today as well. We saw it, you know, that little run he went on where Martial took it off him. You know, there's not many players I know, okay, you know, it's not like Sheffield United are sort of flattered to deceive a little bit. But there's not many players that can do that and make it look so easy. And that's the sort of thing he's got in his locker. So, you know, when you've got him and you've got Bruno and then you've got Marcus Rashford and you've got even Mason as well, that front 5, in fact, that front 6, because you count Matic in it, every single one of them today was outstanding. And you put them in front of a solid defence. And you're laughing at it. You know, I'm trying to calm myself down before I start saying things I regret.
It's unfortunate Liverpool are winning here. We might have had a sniff at the title.
Something stupid like that people clip up. But yeah, next season, obviously, title number 21. I think we can count on that. There's no worries there.
No doubts about it. Tommy Edgar with the super chat says, I think that Bruno's misplaced passes are excusable because he's always trying to make things happen. What's your opinion on that? Much love as always. So what's your opinion on Bruno's performance today? Tunku made a great point. He said he was good today, but in a weird way, it was probably his worst performance for United. What did you make of Bruno's performance today?
Yeah, mate, I agree with that. I think that Bruno's bottom level or lower level is better than almost any other midfielder's top level. And that's the sort of thing that you need, because even if Bruno's having not one of his better games, he's still one of the best players on the pitch. And you saw that tonight. And let's face facts as well. We didn't buy Bruno Fernandes to come in here and play sideways passes and back passes and save 2-yard passes. We want him to try and make things happen. And if he's going to try, 7 or 8 passes and one of them they don't come off, and then the one that does gives us the winner, then I'm happy with that. And that's what you expect to see. He's got the confidence. Him and Pogba, they look like they played together for years. It's mad to think this is only the second game together, because they just started gelling. And when you get someone like Bruno and Pogba in that team, Martial and Rashford are just going to feed off it, and they already have. We've seen it with Martial. We saw it against City. He was making those runs that he hadn't been making earlier on in the season because he knows he's got someone to play it. So yeah, that's a really good point about Bruno. That sort of in a bizarre way fills me with confidence, because you think if this is him on an off day, we're laughing, because I don't want to hammer players that didn't play or stuff like that. But we've seen it before when the likes of Jesse or Pereira have an off day. It's terrible. It really is. But when he's having an off day, he's still world class.
Really, really is. Jay, thank you very much. Make sure you check out Scotty and Matty podcast. I'll put the link in here after, because I haven't got it in the description right now, which I should have done. Sorry about the wait, Jay. Before you go, top 4 FA Cup, Europa League.
Yeah.
Which one are we going to get? Oh, we're getting all of them. I
think maybe the Europa, because I think we'll get top 4. So I'm thinking he might look at the Europa and think, I don't have to put all my eggs in that basket. We've already got top 4. He might not go all guns for it. I know it's.
Imagine you go into the Europa League with pressure off and this team. Though.
That's a good point, yeah, because it'd be the opposite of under Jose, wouldn't it? Where Jose in January was like, we ain't going to get top 4, so I'm going to focus on the Europa. If we can go into the Europa with all sort of nothing to lose, then yeah, we've got a good chance of it. But listen, if we get top 4 in the FA Cup, mate, that's an amazing season, really. Considering where we were at after the Burnley loss, where everyone was like, the wheels have come off, you don't know what he's doing, he needs to go. And now look at it, yeah, I'd settle for that, definitely. And I think we can do both of those things, 100%.
Jay, thank you very much, bro. Nice one for joining us. Catch you later.
Mate. See you later.
Next up is Joe. Joe, how you doing, lad? Well, I can't hear you, knob.
I was muted, wasn't it? I don't think I muted that, though. I'm doing good, though. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Really great. So excited.
Anthony Martial scored 3.
Yeah, a bit buzzing on
a leg there for the lads. Sorry about that. I'm taking my slipper off.
What do you think there when, as being known as the sort of the Martial guy, everyone's turning looking at you. They want to hear your opinion on the Martial performance when he gets hat-trick. Do you like it? Do you like the position you've put yourself in here?
I reckon GMB might phone me in the morning. What you reckon?
Probably, yeah. Get you on the couch.
I'll call him a cunt on national television. Be fun.
Yeah, and I'm sure if he sees this, they'll definitely keep calling. Don't worry about that.
That is my dream, that is.
Yeah, professional Anthony Martial supporter AdamMcKola joins us today. Yeah.
I'll be in a suit, president of Martial FC, in a suit. It'll be good. What are you thinking? Tony Martial, a lot of people said he shouldn't have started. I think you said he should have started.
Yeah.
And he did. He got a hat-trick.
Yeah, I think it was worth asking the question, not necessarily should he have started, but is a player that's kind of a souped-up, better version of Odi Nagalo maybe the kind of person that Solskjaer's looking for? I think is more the question. There was no doubt that Martial was going to start tonight. And my favourite thing to see from Martial isn't the touches, isn't the flicks, isn't the skills, isn't the stuff that we know he can do. It's the stuff that we're not quite sure about. It's first-time finishes. It's being in the centre of the box when the ball comes in and putting that ball in the back of the net. That's what I liked about this performance tonight. Every time I see something, I think, "Oh, I wasn't sure he could do that," and then he does it. Like I said, 2 first-time finishes. That third goal, whilst it's kind of the prettiest and it's the most kind of skillful finish, it's actually the one where you go, "Yeah, that's classic Martial, isn't it?" But the first 2, that second one especially, Just takes half a step toward the front post. Wan-Bissaka whips it in and just toes it in the bottom of the net. That's exactly what you want to see from him. Exactly what the people who think he's not good enough don't think he can do. And seeing him do that for me is the most impressive thing. Whilst that third goal was excellent, it's the first two that really shocked me.
Yeah, I said the same because we know he can score great goals. It's like you remember Ali saying, I want them to score dirty goals, and when he said that, he meant Rashford too. And it's kind of like, I'm not saying he put his foot into danger because it was just a normal challenge, but it wasn't a perfect ball. It was a good ball by Rashford. It wasn't a perfect ball, and he got there, and that's what you want to see from him. You look at the second one from Wan-Bissaka. He's in the 6-yard box. He's trying to, if a good ball comes across the box, he's there to make it happen. And that was great to see. He's always going to score goals like the third one. I think he scored a similar goal earlier this season, didn't he? At one point.
There's one with the back heels and the 1-2s and stuff.
Yeah, that was Norwich, I think, who we've got up next. Talking about Norwich, wasn't it interesting that we made all our subs on the 80th minute? Does that kind of hint at a whole host of changes against Norwich in the cup?
Because we left it so long, you mean?
Yeah.
It might do. I think Bruno probably won't start. The people who've made it, I think Luke Shaw won't start. I think the players who run a lot in their positions and who have started both games may well get a rest. I think Rashford will probably get a rest. I think Martial may get a rest. But we've got to play the likes of either Matic or I think we'll see probably Fred and McTominay. I think Pogba will probably start just because even now he's only played, sort of 65 minutes or sort of 35 minutes plus 80 minutes. So he's only basically played a full game in a bit. So I think we'll see Pogba start. But it was so important to win tonight for so many reasons. Obviously, the main one being trying to catch top four, but putting a sort of a marker down of we've come back after the break. The first game could have gone either way. We were the better side, but it's a disappointing result. We had to win this tonight to sort of go, look, Sheffield United are meant to be as good as us. And I know that, historically they're not and all this, but the criticism that United are getting is that we're allowing teams like Sheffield United and like Wolves to sort of push us all the way. When tonight what we did is just nullified it completely. And I think leaving those players onto the 80th minute was a sign that Ollie took it as seriously as everyone else did. And 2-0, for most of that, it was 2-0, like I said. So if they get one back at any time at 2-0, then it's going to be an absolute nightmare finish to the game. So he waited till it was 3-0, made the subs. I don't necessarily think that means we're going to see a full second team against Norwich, but I'm sure we'll see a bit of a rotation for sure. Do we also have 5 subs against Norwich? Is that current on?
Yeah, I think that's been something that's been brought in for post-coronavirus, isn't it? Yeah. Because it's the same in Germany. So I'd assume that it applied to all competitions because it wasn't something that was just strictly for the Premier League. How important is the FA Cup? Are you just looking at top 4? Because these are other competitions, they almost take on extra importance because of the fact we've got such a big squad now, isn't it? We've got to juggle everyone.
Yeah, we could play a completely different midfield 3 and it would still be better than midfields we've had to field at certain points this season. If we started Fred, McTominay and Lingard or whatever it would be in the game against Norwich, we started worse teams than that in the Premier League and it was our best possible lineup. Like we've got a full rotation of midfielders. Again, you can swap Dan James out for Greenwood. You can swap Igalo out for Martial. We don't particularly have many options at left wing, so we'll have to see how that one pans out. But pretty much position for position, you've got Brandon, you've got Bailly, you've got I don't know if Phil Jones is fit, but we've got sort of options in every position. We've got options in every position except kind of left wing and right back. Even Dallo, I suppose, is a decent option. So yeah, for once, it's nice that we can actually rotate and maybe still get some good results.
I had a question then that I wanted to ask you. And it's just
was it about how good the midfield is? Was that what it was? What the question was?
You want to talk about how good the midfield is?
We've got to talk about how good the midfield is. We've had.
How good is Matic today? Because we're all going to talk about Pogba and Bruno.
Oh well, yeah, we can.
I fucking love.
I want to talk about all of them. I want to talk about all 3 of them. I don't.
Go on then.
You've got to give them all a bit of credit. Bruno, the amount of flicks around the corners that he plays, no look passes, knocking it one way, going around the other way. He's like, I don't know. It's like almost like a fair ride or a fair game. Do you know when there's like a circus trick where it's like, how does he do that? The ball comes to him, he flicks it around the corner, goes the other way. He does it about 10 times a game. Pogba obviously showing his class, showing his quality. He can take a bit longer on the ball and pick a perfect pass. But like I said, Matic, I think what is it, 95% pass success rate, 0%, 100% pass success rate for long passes, 0 fouls given away. Like, he was brilliant, and he was the perfect sort of, just the perfect cover for Matic and Bruno and Pogba, wasn't he? And is exactly what you need in there. Someone who gets the ball, gives it to them, holds his position well, doesn't try and steal the limelight, doesn't sort of get tempted to drift forward and lose his position. He just sort of sits there in front like a statue almost. Just get it, give it, like a Subbuteo player. Just stayed still, ball to him, next, ball to him, next. Perfect.
They're good. Matic, I thought that was a good tactical play by Ollie as well, because on paper, Chris Wilder would have thought we were going 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. And then in actuality, it was almost like a 3-4-3 or a 3-4-1-2, because Matic was dropping in at left centre-back. I thought Lindelof was very good today, particularly in the first half. And then Wan-Bissaka and Shaw was going. And at times, if you see how Sheffield play with almost the inverted wing-backs when they come very central, Luke Shaw was occupying those kind of positions as well. Marcus Rashford looked like he had a face like a smacked arse at the end of the game, which was great to see.
Good.
United, I tweeted the same thing. United winning, him not scoring. You love to see that, don't you? A lot of people might pick at it and think, why isn't he happy for Tony? But ultimately, you want your strikers to be goal greedy.
Yeah, and he still got two assists, by the way. So it's not like he had a complete stinker. I know he missed one really good chance and another sort of decent chance as well. But the build-up play and the link-up play, the way we kept creating chances, the way we kept putting our attackers in good positions, and part of that was down to him, especially the 2 goals obviously that he set up. The first one, he just sort of Valencia'd it, smashed it as hard as he can, keep it low, and Martial turned it in. But I thought his movement was better than it was against Spurs. I thought he looked better on the ball than he did against Spurs. Still in front of goal, he looks like he needs a couple more games, but he's been out with a broken back. Like, it's not like he was just like, oh, I'm tired, I can't be arsed. He's been out. He had an ankle injury since last season against Liverpool. He's had a series of injuries in the meantime. Then he was out with a broken back. Like, we can give him a couple of matches to warm back up. And if warming up is getting 2 assists, not bad, is it?
A few of the guys in the chat, a few of my members want to know what shampoo you use.
Me, I use a Head and Shoulder shampoo to fight the flake. And then I use a Tresemme condish, keep it smooth, keep it in the groove.
I like that, Joe. Do you not just use whatever the fuck's there, like me?
But don't you buy your own? Who's buying your shampoo? Where are you getting this from?
My mom, my missus, my brother's.
I ain't got any of those options at my house. Your mum nor your missus live at my house, so I have to buy my own shampoo, and I go for the Head and Shoulder. Also, it's good. It's good for the beard, the Head and Shoulders. It should be called Head, Chin, and Shoulders, but I don't know why.
Don't you? I've got beard shampoo,
You have? What does it do for it? Why is it better than normal shampoo?
Tastes nice. No, I'm joking.
It's just chocolate.
I don't know. It's just very good. I've used, when I run out of beard shampoo, I use normal shampoo. But I just like the smells and stuff.
It's the part of you that thinks that pretty much anything that makes a suds can be transferred and transplanted for anything else that makes a suds. Like, if you washed your dishes after you made a roast with shampoo, it'd be fine, wouldn't it? And if you washed your hair with like Fairy Liquid, nothing would happen. It's all kind of the same thing.
I use Fairy Liquid on my hands because it's good for your skin. So sometimes I wash my hands with it. I remember once we ran out of Jif and I had to wash the bath out, and I just used Fairy Liquid.
And also for cleaning, people use toothpaste for cleaning the bath out, or like getting stained. People always put in toothpaste on stuff.
Because a bath is like a big plate, really, isn't it?
Yeah, a big plate that you stand on.
Big bowl.
Yeah, it's a big bowl. A bath is just a big bowl, and when you're in there, you're like a crouton sat in the water, and the.
Reckon how long would it take to eat a bathtub full of super noodles?
Oh, I don't know. It depends. If you've got like the full Lord of the Rings trilogy on, I could do it in a day. Twisting that fork for all the Fellowship of the Ring, you just building up around the fork.
Do you like a good super noodle sandwich, though?
Oh, I love a super noodle sandwich. Loads of butter and the hot noodles.
Yeah, the butter's melts.
It's so good, mate.
I always knew there was a reason why I liked you, Joe.
Yeah, it's the super noodle sandwich.
Super noodle sandwiches together.
Yeah.
All right. We're talking about the super noodles in the bath and your hair shampoo. Going forward, 19 goals apiece, Rashford and Marshall.
Yeah.
Do you remember the other day when I said, arguably, you could say Marshall's been better than Rashford this season? Who do you think will come out on top in terms of the golden boot for United?
I think now we've got this midfield behind them and they don't have to create their own goals. I think Martial will probably come out on top. I think Marcus Rashford's better at creating them for himself, coming off that side and sort of making something out of nothing. And I think that is part of that is just because it's easier to do that from the wing than it is up front. But if you've got good players setting the ball up for you, your number 9's got to be your top scorer. So I hope it's Martial. I hope they both get over 20. You would assume they would now, barring injuries. But I would guess if I was making a bet at this point, Martial. We make more chances now, and he's going to benefit from that.
Oh man, title race is over. Liverpool just scored again, so we're not going to win the league this year. That's for sure.
Well, don't rule it out, but yeah, it seems unlikely, doesn't it? It seems unlikely.
Go on, say what you're going to say.
I was just going to say, do you think that Martial's improved goal tally and all this stuff? How much do you credit to him? How much do you credit to the team around him? Look at that, you were there since day one. What year was that?
Reunited and it feels so good. That was 2017.
See, you knew almost from the start. You knew from the start.
That was the day after he scored an amazing goal against Germany.
Was it?
And we both laughed at the Germans together.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? What a lovely moment.
So can I tell you, there was another bit about that day. We had to line up to take a picture with the whole squad. So I'll show it one sec. I might have a picture of it. So if you look at that there, you'll see like De Gea and me randomly.
Rashford.
And Rashford. Basically, I was in that squad. It was like a squad photo with your table at this dinner. Loads of my friends from Singapore and stuff. And we were in that table. And then we had a picture. And then my picture, in the picture, I'm not looking at the camera because one of De Gea, Mata, Rashford or Jesse kept slapping my arse back.
Really? No, that's lovely, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with that. A little bit of a homoerotic photo bomb. It's what we
It's
like.
a little bit friendly. It's a little bit
it's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Did you feel like one of the boys? That's what you wanted. Did you feel like one of the boys? That's it. That's all you need. That's great.
I even had a little cheeky laugh with Axel.
Did you?
Had a chat with Marshall, Mkhitaryan. Matt actually sounds you. And that's why I felt sad going in on him.
He was brilliant today, though. He was absolutely brilliant. I think it was like 94 passes he made or something.
He's risen from the ashes like a phoenix.
Yeah,
hasn't he? He looks really good. If he was 5 years younger, we'd be 2 players away from a full team.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we still need another defensive midfielder, just if you're looking long term. Obviously, that right wing. Left back, maybe, and another top-class centre-back, I think. And a striker. Definitely. A second striker,
Definitely. Would it be a third?
Well, Igalo's only knocking about till January, so I'm thinking of replacing
How good
him.
does Mason Greenwood look? We did all of this. We never even spoke about Mason.
Yeah, he does look good. Because he didn't get a goal or assist, you sort of... it doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? But yeah, he looks competent. He looks good out there.
He looks like a man now, doesn't he?
Yeah, his first touch and the way he sort of gets across people is always impressive. Makes space for himself. Again, he's another one like Marcus. I think the reason he does such a good job out on the right is because he makes shots and goals for himself. And when you're a winger, you have to kind of do that because it's harder to bring him into the play unless you're putting a lot of crosses in. But yeah, he's always been good at that. And I thought he was good again tonight. Shame he didn't get a goal. Didn't really have too many chances to get a goal, but I would have liked him to have got one. But yeah, it was really good. And the interplay, the passing moving, the flicks around the corner, it looked like little sort of training games. It looked like those kind of, you sort of thinking, well, they're not going to be able to do this in a real game. But this was a real game against a team that was, I think, 1 point or 2 points behind us when the game started. And let's be honest, we looked 2 classes above Sheffield United. It was a complete domination. And as easy as that is to say now, and they've not started particularly well, it's a difficult team that we've drawn to once already this season. And the sort of team that we've struggled to beat, the sort of sit back deep kind of tactics that we've struggled so much against for years. I think it was a massive win.
It definitely was. Joel, thank you very much for joining us. Have you done a review and all that stuff?
There's a review over on Stretford Paddock. Yeah, if you want to check that out. Thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, no worries. I got told I was moody on Paddock the other day.
Oh, I've been a mate.
Apparently, I didn't want to be there, which is funny because there's some big shit about to pop off very soon.
Exactly. Yeah, you better want to be there.
So thank you for joining us, Joel. Thank you for being here, guys, for tuning in. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Subscribe to Stretford Paddock. Subscribe to AdamMcKola TV. Subscribe to Joe, just anywhere he is. Just go and find him.
Yeah, thank you.
Just subscribe to him. You can even do him on like Google. So when people tweet Joe or he was in the news, you'll get a notification about Joe. He's going to be in the news a lot as well. Because the more famous he gets, the more he'll get exposed for things.
I don't like that. I don't like where this is going. Forget about it. Don't do any of that. If it's nice, say it. If it's not nice, just don't say it.
If it's true, but it's not nice, don't say it.
Yeah. Positive vibes only, whether they're true or not.
Most definitely. Yo, Joe, love you, man. Guys at home,
mate.
love you too. Catch you later, everyone. Bye.